Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
A large fight in an East Side neighborhood ends with 4 people shot, including 3 teenagers. Glad you're with us tonight for Local 4 News at 11. The youngest wounded is just 15 years old.
Fortunately, all 4 victims survived. That shooting happening on McCoy Circle. That's near East Warren and Connor Street. Pamela Osborne live on the East Side tonight with more on what escalated the violence there. Pam.
Well, police are still working to determine what caused these 2 groups of people, mostly teens, to get involved in this fight in the first place. Whatever the reason is, police say there's no reason why this should have ended, and dozens of shots fired in the middle of that neighborhood.
As you can see, everyone lives in close quarters here, the way that the complex is designed. So we could have had a lot more people shot.
Shell casings and evidence markers litter the ground of this McCoy Circle neighborhood on the city's east side. On the other side of the yellow tape is where police say 2 groups of about 20 people, mostly teens, got into it. Before long, guns were drawn and a shootout soon followed.
It's unfortunate. It's really it's horrible. I mean, whatever conflict they were having, not only did they put each other's lives in jeopardy, but they put all the residents here in this villa in jeopardy.
Chief James White says 2 of the victims, a 15 and 16-year-old, are in stable condition. An 18 and 29-year-old are in temporary serious condition. All of the young men expected to recover from their injuries, but the chief wants to know how they got here in the first place.
Enough is enough, and we're going to find out what the 15-year-old is doing. How come the adults in the group weren't trying to talk them out of fighting as opposed to participating in it?
Police did recover 2 guns from that scene. They say they're searching for 1 more. They're also looking for a woman who they say is somehow connected to this incident. They're stepping up patrols in that neighborhood as this investigation continues. Reporting live outside the 5th precinct, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
Definitely a frightening night for those living in that community. Thank you, Pamela.
Well, it's supposed to make everything easier in one of Metro Detroit's most popular destinations, but the amount of aggravation over Royal Oak's back-in parking system has people begging for a change. Mara McDonald live in Royal Oak tonight. It's actually not just the back-in parking under fire here, Mara.
Devin, it's a twofer, and to give you an idea of how really irritated people are with this whole parking situation, a petition to make it all go away now has about 3,000 signatures.
The problem is really twofold. For starters, the back-in only parking on South Washington, well, it's a whole thing, and the complaints to the city commission are many.
I've seen other people, either younger people or elders, that have so much problems with it that they sometimes can't do it. I've also seen near accidents.
Police say it's a safer option. Customers think it's a misery.
I could stand here for more than 10 minutes just reading all the social media posts on why people don't like it, why they will not be coming back, and why business owners are being hurt by this decision.
Even with back-in only signs, drivers just put their hands up and park nose in like they usually do today. It's to the point customers are letting businesses know they'll go elsewhere.
I had a customer just today tell me that they're having a hard time doing the app, and it's just, I think there's a lot of things that need to be worked out, and I think the back into the parking spot is a huge problem.
The other issue is actually paying for your parking in the app. There's been a host of problems trying to make it all work.
You shouldn't need a brochure to tell you how to park or a parking ambassador to go around and help people. It should be a no-brainer. You pull in, you park, put your money in the meter, and go shopping.
Back here live, the City Commission has been getting an earful about this for weeks, and they are tonight supposed to discuss what, if anything, they can do, realizing, of course, the city has a multi-year deal with its current parking vendor. We're live in Royal Oak tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Still at it here 5 minutes after the 11 o'clock hour. All right, Mara. Tragedy to report from Oakland County tonight as an elderly man takes his own life after shooting at his grandson. Happened in the parking lot of Leo's Country Oven on John R. near 12 Mile. Police said the grandson was taking the 87-year-old man to dinner. After parking, he realized his grandfather was armed and started to run from him. The grandfather then opened fire several times right along John R. The grandson wasn't hurt. The elderly man then shot and killed himself. Police said the man had been dealing with mental issues. No one else was hurt.
Right now, investigators in Oakland County are trying to determine why a woman allegedly shot her brother and another man before turning the gun on herself. Investigators say 22-year-old Ruby Tavernier shot and killed Bishop Tavernier and Ray Muscat in an apartment off Dixie Highway in Independence Township yesterday morning. Over the past 24 hours, deputies searched for her, knowing she was likely armed and dangerous. This morning, her body was found in the woods near the apartment.
One family has lost, 2 people, obviously, and another family is terribly affected because they've lost one in a situation that they don't understand or now won't have answers about. So just a real sad situation all the way around.
Investigators believe Tavernier took her own life. She was found with a single gunshot wound, and her handgun was found near her body.
Tributes pouring in tonight for former Michigan State basketball star Adrian Payne. He was shot and killed early this morning in Orlando. Police say they found Payne wounded. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Right now, a suspect is in custody. There is no word yet on what sparked the shooting. But Payne was a first-round NBA draft pick. Of course, played for the Spartans for 4 years. He also gained national attention for his bond with Lacey Holsworth, a young girl battling cancer. Today, MSU's head coach Tom Izzo released this statement on Payne's death, reading in part, Adrian was loved by his teammates and coaches who respected his development as a player and person. He came to Michigan State with a ton of raw talent and put in the work to reach his goal of becoming an NBA player. Today is a difficult and sad day for the Spartan basketball family.
Tomorrow, the Detroit City Council will be voting on whether to provide legal help to Detroiters facing eviction. City Council President Mary Sheffield says the move could help thousands of Detroiters from becoming homeless.
Having this in place is going to really set the tone and the standard of what Detroit is all about, and that is helping individuals stay in their home and also stabilizing our neighborhoods.
If passed, the ordinance would provide legal representation to low-income residents. Well, the search for a missing wallaby is getting more critical with every passing hour.
Here's the 5-month-old Joey that vanished from the Detroit Zoo over the weekend. Zoo officials say there's been no sign of the wallaby despite searching the entire property. And the concern right now is that it won't be able to survive much longer without its mother.
It is a mystery to us. It's a really tough situation for everybody here. We've never had this happen before. It seems obvious that the little wallaby didn't escape from. We can find an area where he or she might have escaped.
This Joey's so young, zoo workers haven't yet been able to determine if it's a male or a female. Anyone who lives near the zoo property is urged to be on the lookout for one very small and very adorable wallaby.
Still ahead, it is a big problem all across the country.
It sure is, and the action the White House is now taking to address the ongoing baby formula shortage coming up because it's only getting worse. Let's check in with Andrew.
Karen and Devin, we still have cool conditions out there, a bit breezy with temperatures in the middle and upper 50s, 59 at City Airport and in Pontiac. It cools off into the upper 40s and low 50s. A few clouds when you wake up at the bus stop, but remaining dry. We'll talk about where temperatures go from here and whether any rain is in the forecast coming up.
All right, Andrew, but first, an illegal street race in Detroit ends with an innocent family getting hurt. The video showing just how quickly things got out of control. Next.
Coming up tomorrow morning, the warning signs you might be spending too much time on TikTok. Then at 6:40, the top mistakes to avoid when it comes to getting a promotion.
Then streaming at 7 a.m. on Local 4 Plus, we're going to talk with an expert on the high price of gas right now and whether we'll see some relief soon.
Rely on the Trust Index, your first line of defense against disinformation. Just look for the seal. It's true means it passed the test and we can back it up. Not true means it's fake. Don't trust it. And be careful means it's not entirely right or wrong, but could be risky. The Trust Index, only on Local 4 and click on Detroit. Congratulations to the local high school students and staff who won our 4Frenzy Fan Choice Awards. Go to clickondetroit.com/4Frenzy for the complete list of winners. Presented by Detroit Area Honda Dealers and MSU Federal